Hi everyone, so it's exactly 2 days to the start of full HBL, and I think that we're all sort of scrambling to create online resources. So I thought it would be a great time for me to share with you how to use one of my most favorite educational online platforms, which is Google Classroom. It's really awesome, it's really useful, and most importantly, it's super easy to use. Okay, so if you're interested in learning how to use Google Classroom, then please watch the rest of this video. Let's go. Okay, before I start my tutorial on how to use Google Classroom, I just want to make one thing clear, which is that I'm in no way saying that Google Classroom is superior to SLS, even though I love it a lot. Okay, SLS as well as Google Classroom has both have their own strengths, and that's why I tend to use them for different purposes. Okay, so if you were not aware of this, I'm actually a humanities teacher. I teach social studies and history, and for both subjects, we have to cover content as well as essay and source-based question answering skills. So generally what I do is I would use SLS to cover content lessons. Okay, so these are some of the content lessons that I created. Okay, so this is generally what a content lesson would look like. So so it would have the content that it's in the textbook, right? And then we would do the activities together in class. So for me, personally, I think that SLS is great for covering content and for facilitating collaborative learning in class. Okay, however, when it comes to doing source-based questions or essays, I would much prefer to use Google Classroom, and that's generally what I use it for. Rather than SLS, for reasons that will become clearer to you later. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is to Google Classroom, and then it leads you to this if you click on the first link. Okay, it should have actually led you to the other page that you just saw, but I guess because I've signed in, so it led me directly to my Google Classroom, but you can easily sign up. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to click on this one, and then you click on create a class. Okay, and then it says using Classroom at school with students, if so, your school must sign up for a free G Suite education account before you can use Classroom. Okay, when I tried to create a Google Classroom account last year, using the icon email, I found that I could not do so, and so I had to create a different email address, Gmail address, in order to use Google Classroom. And I've heard similar things from our colleagues, so I'm assuming that Google Classroom isn't enabled for icon yet. But no, it's really not a big deal to just make a Gmail account for the purpose of using Google Classroom. Okay, so you would click on this. I've read and understand the above notice, and I'm not using Classroom at school with students, even though I actually sometimes use Classroom at school with students because I think it's a great tool for giving AFL in the classroom. Yeah, so shh. Okay, that's a secret between you and me. Okay, so we will click on this. Okay, continue, and then you will create a class name, which I'm going to call test, and the subject would be demo. Okay, sometimes this takes a few seconds. Okay, so my class has been created, and now I can assign, my classroom has been created, my virtual classroom has been created, and I can assign classwork. Okay, so I would create assignment. Okay, you can actually just upload any kind of material that you would like your students to have. For example, if you want them to have a soft copy of the PowerPoint slides, because they might not be able to, you might not be able to give them PowerPoint slides during HBL unless you mail it out to them. Okay, so you click on assignment. Okay, and then you can title your assignment whatever, and then you give instructions. Okay, what I usually do is that I would give them a worksheet, like a SPQ worksheet or an essay question worksheet, and then I would make a separate document for them to write their answers on. Okay, so my instructions usually like read the SPQ questions and answer all questions in the template provided. Okay, and then you would add your documents. So generally, I will upload it to Google Drive and then edit as into my assignment. Although you have always have the option of just uploading directly from your computer. Okay, so Google Drive. Okay, so let's look for a kind of SPQ practice. Okay, my drive. Okay, I'm sorry, my drive is such a mess right now. Okay, so maybe this one. And then I will click make a copy for each student. Okay, and then I will add in the template as well. Okay, so perhaps this was the template for that. Okay. Okay, that is actually not the matching template, but I'm just going to have you imagine that it's the matching template. Okay, so for this one, if you want all of the students to work on a single document, then you will click on students can edit file. However, if you want each student to have their own copy and to write their answers on their own copy, then you will click make a copy for each student. Okay, for the template or for the document that you want the students to write their answers on, I strongly recommend that you use Google Document. Okay, so that you can leave your comments on the document as they're working on it, and they can correct their work accordingly. Okay, so once you are done, you will assign. You assigned it. And then you would make sure that they can access the assignment, and how can they access assignments actually really simple. So you just go to stream, and then you would give them their classroom code. Okay, so similarly, your students would just have to go to classroom.google, and then they would sign in using their own Google account. Okay, I'll encourage them to actually use their own Google accounts, because most students do have their own Google accounts, and it saves us the trouble of having to reset their passwords for them, because they can easily reset their passwords themselves using Google's two-factor authentication system. So far I've had no issues with students forgetting their passwords, which is something that we have not been so lucky with SRS. Okay, so just click on, you would click on join class, and then they would key in the classroom code here. Okay, and then once they have keyed in the classroom code, they would be able to enter this class, and then they will be able to access the instructions. Okay, and then once the students have started working on their work, you'll be able to see the documents here, and you can actually watch them working on assignments on real time, because if you're using if they are using Google Documents, if you assign their work on Google Documents, you'll be able to see them working on their assignments on real time, and you would be able to leave comments. So if the student's essay is heading the wrong direction, then you will be able to see your comments right away and make the necessary amendments. Okay, so once the students are done with their work, they would turn in their assignments, and then you would be able to see the students who have turned in their assignments. Okay, even if the students have forgotten to turn in their assignments, it's absolutely fine, because you would still be able to see the work that they have completed halfway. Yeah, okay, so I can see, okay, I'm going to show you assignment that has been completed. Okay, so this is an example of SPQ assignment that I assigned earlier this year. Okay, so it says study assigned. Okay, the reason why no one has turned in is because after they turned it in, I've actually already returned it to them. Okay, so you can see the students' assignments like this. And okay, so this is the question paper, and this is the answers. Okay, so yeah, so you can see the black bits are the students' initial answers, and then what I like to do is to leave a column here, so I can add in notes for them. So for example, I wrote a note here: pay attention to the context. Okay, and then tips like give as much relevant detail as possible. So I mean, you can actually just really edit directly to this. So for example, I can highlight this, and I can click wrong verb used. I can do this while the students are actually still working on their assignment. So they would see my comment, and then they'll be able to make the amendment immediately. Yeah, so that's nice. And if you are using this outside of HBL, and you have all the students seated together in the computer lab, then that's really nice, because you can actually show students examples of good answers and examples of not so good answers to their friends using the projector. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the web version of Google Classroom. Okay, so next I want to show you a cool trick that is possible to do with Google Classroom app. Okay, so that's so now I want to show you a really cool trick that you can do with Google Classroom. If you have the app version of it, so if you're using it on your tablet or your iPad or even your phone, okay, you can do this. Okay, so what you'll be able to do is to okay, I've recently assigned work to Forest 6, so I'm going to use Forest 6. Okay, so you can go to any of the students' work, and then you can actually mark their work using a stylus. Okay, so you click on this, and then you'll be able to mark as if it was ordinary worksheet. So I can leave a comment like write in full sentences. Okay, and then yeah, sure, foreign workers. Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, so once I'm done, I will click on save. And then he would be able to see both his original assignment and the marked assignment, and he'll be able to do his corrections accordingly. And this method actually saves a lot of time from the traditional method of getting students to take photographs of their work and then send it to you through emails and then have you download their images and then convert it to PDF and then mark the PDF using Paint on your laptop and then save the PDF and then re-upload it to an email and then send it back to them as email. Yeah, and also this organizes all of the students' work according to class, which is really nice. Because if you teach multiple classes and they're all sending you their work through email at different times, then it's just going to be really hard for you to organize. Yeah. Okay, so this is the app version of the Google Classroom, and that's the benefit that it has. Okay, so good luck with using Google Classroom. If you have any questions, come find me in school. Bye bye.